Hello Aries, thank you so much for checking out my channel. You've reached Sarah here at Reflexive Moon Tarot, and I will be hosting some tarot and oracle readings for you that are in accordance with the new moon that's happening in Gemini. Now I did create a separate video so that we can just get to the point and get into these reads, so please do check out the new moon in Gemini segment that explains how this energy will influence you over the next lunar cycle, or how it can possibly influence you, and how you can tune in to that energy and create some really good opportunities for growth and renewal for yourself. So with that, let's get into some tarot. Actually, we're doing oracle first, and then we'll get into tarot. Checking out what Mildred has to say. We have blood reversed. So blood reversed, I have never received this card, so let's look at it. Okay, so blood reversed speaks of, well, blood upright speaks of life, vitality, sacrifice, heritage, and ancestry. When you think about what blood is for us, it's like our life force. It requires two separate, it's plasma and then the red blood cells when you think about it scientifically. So it's not a singular liquid. It's composed of different elements. So I would say that if it's reversed, you might have some issues with iron deficiency. There might be some bad blood between you and some family members, or family rivalry on some level, Aries. Or you might also need to look at sacrifice a little bit more closely and what that means to you. So are you finding yourself behaving like a bit of a martyr unnecessarily, or is there a way that you could give back a little bit more authentically to those who have supported you since day one, or to those who are supporting you right now, or even to just contribute more energy to society? I don't know if that really is what you need to do, but even giving to your ancestors, when you think about ancestral worship and what that means for folks. These are ancient traditions that have been practiced since the beginning of time, and it's important to acknowledge those who have come before us. And I would say even go so far as to do some research as to how, what might work for you to feed them, or also to figure out if they're the ones that you want to have your back, because not all of us have not all of us come from ethical beginnings. So, or we'll have different sides to the story when it comes to our ancestry. So it's important to acknowledge that and to reconcile that as well. All right, so let's get in some tarot for you, Aries. I got the keeping it cosmic with the, is it called the Cosmic Tarot? Isn't that terrible? I don't remember the name. Anyways, Tarot Collectibles. Really awesome site. They have a lot of cool decks. Go check it out. I am such a geek for tarot decks. It's terrible. Also awesome. Who am I kidding? The Empress. So, lots of ideas. You got some ideas gestating. Maybe even you're interested in having children, or just connecting with the ground. Even oh, it's not really, having a hard time seeing that. This lighting is not that great for the cards right now. My bad. Let's see if we can, oh, there we go. Just need to get extreme close up. Whoa. There we go. Hey, look at that. Look at that beautiful alien queen. So Venus, pleasure. What grooves your soul, Aries? You guys have lots of powerful sexual energy. So maybe it's time you start sowing your oats or enjoying yourself a little bit more. It's summertime where I'm at. So always good times, right? If that's what you're into, if that's what, you know, if that's what you like. If it's not what you like, then maybe it's more about ideas brewing within you that you want to come to fruition. And 9 or 10 months might be relevant to the completion of any type of projects that you have been working on. So keep that in mind, or that might be the time frame that you want to outline whatever project that you're working on to get it to the final destination, right? We do have some conflicting matters of the heart, though. Have you been done wrong, or have you just been in a situation, it doesn't matter what role you play, but the bad certainly outweighed the good? That could be what is challenging you, a love triangle, or just like a really shitty dynamic that you may have experienced with somebody. I'm not sure why everything's blue, but it's cool. I was going for red, but blue seems to be taking over for whatever reason. Next we have, let's see, the Chariot. It's reversed though, sad. We got some stagnant energy. There's like a lack of movement. And maybe this love situation, or this lack of love, or this conflicting emotions, they don't even have to be about another person. It's just within you. Emotional turmoil. Maybe you have some issues with being stubborn. Usually I like, whenever I think of like emotional conflict, even when it's inner conflict, there's like this ornery type of attitude that you have towards yourself. It's like negative self-talk, like just always feeling like you're at a loss, kind of like pessimism or something. And that's not going to get you anywhere, which is why we got the Chariot reversed, overlooking the situation, right? So get real with yourself, Aries. You know that you're awesome, and that is the reason, part of the reason why you think you're so awesome is that you know it, right? So you can't really argue with that. It's as simple as that. What is that? It's like, I think that's Eddie Murphy. Okay, we got, again, we got the fives is a bit of a theme here, but this is not a bad 5. Like, you don't have any issues with money. No, you're not in a period of despair. It's not true despair. Like, it's not good. Like, it's not bad. It's also not good, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have if you're fucking miserable, right? I don't know if I should swear or not. I'm kind of still on the fence about that, but we're just gonna go with it. Got the Page of Cups. So you are moving away from either a person who is seriously immature on an emotional level, or you're starting to grow emotionally. And either of those situations is good. It's not bad, right? So let's see what we got for the immediate future. This deck I love, but I don't know what I did with it. I just kind of wrecked the stock, so it's not easy to shuffle anymore. Okay. Okay, so we got the three of cups reversed. And the Seven of Swords reversed, or sorry, upright in your attitude. So you're like you're robbing your, like, your attitude is robbing yourself of opportunities to congregate with like-minded people. Ain't that a bitch? That's something that you can fix though, if you want to. I don't know though, like, I feel like there might just be like, I'm just getting this feeling like the stars didn't line up right, or they haven't yet. You might be trying to rush something. And I would also, like, take this for however it feels for you, Aries. Don't get caught up in some he said, she said bullshit, or like they said bullshit, you know? Don't get caught up in that shit, because you don't know anything about a person until you know that person. And people talk, they like to ruin people's good name. I don't even know if they like to or not. Like, I don't fucking put that much thought into it. All I know is that people sabotage shit for nothing, because they got nothing better to do. And it just, like, goes to show the type of character they value within themselves. And they can all rot in hell as far as I'm concerned. I don't even believe in hell, but I feel like those people, they made a place for themselves. I'm okay with that. So, talk. And like, everybody's, like, nobody's free from participating in gossip or having an opinion about other people. It's when you allow the opinions of others, or like the supposed truth, the hearsay of others, to govern the way that you interact or the way that you see an individual. And people are allowed to change and do better for themselves as well. Like, don't get me wrong, there's people that I will probably dislike for the rest of my life and never want to speak to them again, and it's okay to be that way. That doesn't mean that those people can't change and do better for themselves in their lives. I just have no interest. Like, for me, if that's what they do for themselves, great, like, fucking A. But I have made my decision, and they no longer, because of what they did, get to be a part of my life. That's their consequence. So, that's just sort of like an idea. You know, it's not necessarily, like, it is what it is, right? You decide who you want to trust, who you don't want to trust. And also just make sure that you don't allow the lack of trust of other people to govern the way that you like your interactions with another individual, or don't catch on the hate towards somebody that might not deserve it. Now, there's blatant things that people definitely, that are real, right? Like, you know, a person did a bad thing, everybody knows, it's known, people need to, like, debrief and talk about it and share their animosity and disapproval for an individual because of how terrible they behaved. That's real. Not everybody needs to be forgiven either. That's a choice. And you can live your life not forgiving those who have wronged you, and your life can still be great. Right. Okay, 5 again. It's wands this time, so it's reversed. So there's no battle. There's no round 1. Like, maybe round 1 has already happened, or either way, this is like what people see of you. They see that you're not really They see that you're not really fighting anyone, like actually fighting people. Maybe you're not really that confrontational. Or there is no conflict of interest in a situation. I don't know. If you know what the Five of Wands reversed in your environment is, it could also be like you could also be dealing with a problem. You could also be dealing with a problem, but it might be a bit of a first world problem. I'm guessing. Because like when a card shows up and you know it does speak to conflict. When a conflict card comes up reversed, I feel more it's like it's walking the line, you know? It's walking the line. It doesn't speak of the polar opposite like everything's great. Everything's fine. Everything's great and fine. There's like, it's valid to feel like there's some fucked up shit going on in your life. I would just say that it's not as bad as it could be. Like somebody could be like just triggering you, pushing your buttons. They might be going out of their way to trigger you because they see what's bothering you. So it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to rob yourself of an opportunity by letting something get the best of you, or if you want to just kind of take the high road and focus on what's more important. And it sounds like, you know, with this page in your past, emotionally, like you're growing. But I think though that like the next step is going to involve you connecting with others and not the opposite. Like you can't emotionally grow by yourself all the time. It doesn't work that way. We're human beings. We are designed to be social, with the exception of folks who have access needs and need different outlets for that, to learn how to socialize or to socialize in ways that work for them, or for us, not for us, but for everybody outside of individuals with access needs, to provide them with the access, you know, just to be there with a heightened understanding. Like that still requires an element of socialization, right? Can you tell that I'm a social worker? All right, let's see. This is so much better, honestly. Tarot and social worker should go hand, and social work should go hand in hand. They do. They can. They will. I'm doing it right now. All right. So we have the 7 5s and 7s. 7 of Wands. Your energy output. Okay. So you are afraid that your energy is going to be done at some point, or that it's coming to an end. Maybe you're not going to have the energy to do something, or that you're going to burn out. And it's entirely possible. Everybody burns out, and burnouts are really hard to come back from. That doesn't mean that they're impossible to come back from. It just means that it's a challenge. And that I would say that you're afraid of that challenge, or you're just afraid that you're going to be all over the place at some point, that you're misdirected, or you're just not able to throw all of your energy in the right place. That is something that you have control over. So I wouldn't let that fear get the best of you, because you're just going to become a victim of your own pride. Hubris, it's called. I learned that in, what is it? Grade 11 English. Macbeth. I remember it's like such a ridiculous story. Well, I would say it's like an okay story, but in a ridiculous language. So, the only part that I liked was the witches. I loved that there was witch. I remember why I liked that. Now I remember why I liked that show. Well, it's not a show, it's a play. The witches, the 3 Sisters of Fate. That's when I learned about Hecate, the Celtic goddess, who I believe has a lot to do with women's star Venus. What else? Oh yeah, cesarean birth. I thought it was absurd that people thought that he wasn't born of a, like they say he wasn't born of a woman because he was born cesarean using cesarean birth. And I thought that was, like, you know, morbidly funny and absurd. And then what else? Oh yeah, the gatekeeper, the guy at the gate in the night when they woke him up. It was so ridiculous. I don't know all the lines. I just remember thinking, like, I like that guy. I wish I could have a conversation with him. So, and his wife, man, she was, like, power hungry. Like, bad. Like, I bet you any money they designed Cersei Lannister off of Macbeth's wife. I can't remember her name. But yeah, something like that. There's some Game of Thrones trivia right there. All right. Which is also a very racist show. I just want to throw that out there. Okay. Ooh, we are ending off with some anxiety. Damn, Aries. Get your shit together. Stop being so afraid. What are you afraid of? Are you? I don't think you're afraid. I just think you have nerves. Your nerves are shot a little bit. That's okay. Figure it out. Have a conversation. Hit me up for a reading. reflexivemoon@gmail.com or message me on IG. Yeah. Feeling anxious. Why? I mean, it's normal, but, like, how can we alleviate this anxiety? So first of all, we'll start physiologically. If it is within your capacity, please go and get some vitamin B12. If you can get your hands on the methylcobalamin, not the cyanobalamin, whatever, the one that starts with the M, methylcobalamin. That one is the most easily absorbed. I learned that from a naturopath. I'm not that smart. Well, I'm that smart, but just not in that way. Methylcobalamin, and then you'll need some OJ to help metabolize it as well. You need folic acid. Sleep. Get your circadian rhythm on point. Go visit the ocean. I recently did that. I recommend it. Hopefully it's not too far from you. And what else? That's all I can say for now. Pray, meditate, you know, the usual, right? But getting what you need in terms of nutrients is huge. And if you drink a lot of coffee, so I'll just say this, coffee is super anxiety inducing. Caffeine is super anxiety inducing. So maybe cut back on that if it is possible. I mean, if that's your go-to for sanity, then I get it. But, you know, there are a lot of stimulants out there that, you know, we think are helping our anxiety, that are helping our nerves, but we've actually just created this really imbalance with dopamine effect within our brain. And sometimes it just requires some support, some direction, some practical direction as well. It might not always be something that you can do on your own. You may have to get some type of coach. But either way, like, you've got the right idea. You're on the right track. And it's just a matter of learning how to create a solid plan around whatever ideas that you have. Grounded ideas. We have the Page of Pentacles came through reverse. So Page of Wands upright requires solid ground to burn their fire on. And learning. So this is going to be a dialectical process for you, Aries. So get your shit done. Read a book. Watch YouTube tutorials. Figure it out. Figure it out. Maybe, like, hang out with your inner child and watch some Sesame Street or something. Shit, I don't know. Go be around one of your siblings' kids. Something like that. Okay? So, with that, thank you so much for checking out my channel here. I appreciate all the love and support. So please do hit that like and subscribe. And we will catch you next time. Take care and bye for now.